strolling over to Quartz, I asked everyone to gather in our room. We needed to have a debrief after going through our first proper dungeon as a team. Lots of problems had cropped up, but I wanted the team to work them out for themselves one by one. After all, a good soldier is not just someone who can fight well and carry out orders. They should be able to think for themselves, too. I did a quick warm-up, jabbed the punching bag that was hanging in our room a few times, and then hit the shower, so my muscles could relax after a little exercise. When I returned to the room, everyone was already there, waiting for me. "Volper, what's happened? Why have you called us all here?" Tillorn started as soon as he saw me. "Nothing. We just need to go over some stuff." "Meaning?" "Right, let's get down to it," I began, taking a seat on the edge of a small metal table in front of the others. "I spent almost a week teaching you how to work in a team, as well as what else you can do with your current abilities. And yesterday was your midterm, so to speak. So now I want you to use your brains a little and study the issues that came up in March's lair. And after that, you're going to come up with ways of solving those issues." "What for? You seem to be training us pretty well as it is." "Because, Quartz, you need to start using your own brains. For example, say the same thing happened to me again, and I was left unconscious or was sent to respawn. What would you do then? How would you get out of these tricky situations? So how about, one by one, you name a problem that you noticed and suggest ways of solving it, and I'll correct you if something isn't right. Let's start with you, Quartz, seeing as you're the chattiest." Here goes. "I noticed 3 main issues. The group moved through the dungeon too slowly, which meant you had to go for a skill breakout and took all the hits from the mobs yourself. Then, when we split up into pairs, Castra and Sargos were left without a tank, which is why Castra was wounded. And when you'd been knocked out, we lost our main firing power, which meant the whole thing almost went down the drain. The only thing that saved us was the fact that March managed to activate itself before we could be destroyed. I think that's everything." "Well, there were plenty of other problems, but let's have a look at those points for now. So, the group was moving too slowly. Why do you think that was?" "We just weren't used to it," Tillorn interjected with his opinion. "Tillorn, hold on a minute, please." I cut him off. "Quartz is looking at the situation right now. He needs to do it himself, mainly so that in the future he can evaluate a situation properly and take the best course of action. Right then, Quartz, I'm waiting for an answer." Quartz wanted to say something, but he glanced at Tillorn and suddenly changed his mind. He propped his elbows up on his knees and interlaced his fingers before resting his chin on this construction, clearly thinking about something. I waited patiently while he battled with his thoughts, quashing any of the others' attempts to speak with stern arm movements. The main thing now was that he was trying to digest the situation and find the reason behind the problem. Even if he didn't find the correct reasoning, this would come with experience. The most important thing was getting into the habit of examining every situation from all angles to find the cause and effect relationship, and to be able to prevent similar things from happening in the future. "My best guess is that the whole problem is the team's crumbly DPS." He was instantly cut off by 2 clips around the ear from Tillorn and Castra. "Don't distract me, goddammit!" he huffed, rubbing the places where he'd been hit. This had already turned into a tradition, giving Quartz a crack on the head during every serious conversation. "Okay, what was I saying? The problem was most likely the low level of damage the group was dealing at the same time. Everything's clear with Tillorn. He has a shield, buffs, and medical help. Castra does recon. She needs to be as mobile as possible. The only one out of the other 3 who can do any real damage is the commander. I can deal a little from close range, but Sargos stayed at the rear." "Good work," I patted him on the back. "How can we solve this problem, in your opinion?" He thought about it for about 5 minutes.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.